I'm gonna make sure my mic is on this time. That was so annoying last time.
Wait, what happened last time?
Oh yeah, like the audio part of
But
the
just
audio
Tyler.
wasn't recording in OBS.
Yeah,
Or yeah, it was just Tyler's audio.
yeah, just my mic. It wasn't recording for half the session, so we missed half of it. It's like, damn. So I'm not making that mistake again.
I also have the recording from Seth's last session if you want the back half of that session, Tyler.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm behind on editing them, but I'm gonna try to bang them out this week.
Yeah, it'll probably just be audio, but
It's fine. I'll put something together. Okay, so it's been a minute since we've had one of these sessions, but we're gonna start out with a question here. So the question this time is going to be: did your character have a mentor? If so, describe them and how you, your character and the mentor met. So I'll start with someone who I think obviously had a mentor. We will start with Marcel. So why don't you describe your mentor and how you met them?
So Marcel's mentor was Jude Mars. So, to be frank, not frank. So, Marcel was. I was gonna make a joke, but I didn't want to finish the joke.
Oh, Ryan, Frank came back at the end of Tyler's finale.
He did,
Frank. Wait, who's Frank?
Frank, my first character in Divinity
Oh.
Lost.
Okay, wait. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I never asked you, Tyler, what the end of your campaign was. I'll have to talk about that later. So Marcel was an orphan. He was grew up on the streets until one day, his father figure, Jude Marcel, rescued him essentially, and it wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't like he was saved from like getting mugged or something. I think Marcel or not Jude Marcel, Gregory was going to steal something from Jude's antiquity shop, and instead of like punishing him and like beating him up, he was offered an olive branch. He was like, "Why don't you stay here? Here's some bread. Why don't you just work in the front of the shop?" And sort of very nonchalantly gave this kid a home, essentially.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that he started out in his like from his criminal background, and like I like how that merged with his relationship with Jude. That's cool. Alrighty, we will go next to Bakara. Did
Sure.
Bakara ever have a mentor? And if so,
Yeah.
how did they meet?
They met obviously a long time ago. This was pre revolution in the place that he's from. There was a fellow named Rosario Higuera,
So
who was. Those are two places. He was a guerrilla warfare kind of tactician of sorts, and he was also like a prominent member of the revolutionary government in their organizing after the success and obviously pre-success. He was also a doctor. And he did actually write quite a bit that Bakara used to, keep in power the revolutionary government, and to educate the populace. He died a few years after the success of the revolution in the first place.
In the Bolivian jungle.
Yeah. Figured it out.
Yeah, it took me a couple sentences, and I was like, okay, I realize who this is. Alrighty. Awesome. And Lilyheart, does he have a mentor? And if so, how did they meet?
I feel like Lilyheart had sort of, I wouldn't quite call it a mentor. More so like his brother Anders was like grooming him essentially to
What?
That's fucked.
to
That's
to
filthy.
kind of like grooming him to like have his same ideals. But I don't think that really worked on Lilyheart, as we saw like last session or 2 sessions ago or something, where when faced with the direct consequence of Anders' actions, Lilyheart couldn't like really follow through on what Anders would have done or would have had Lilyheart do. So I wouldn't say he had a mentor. Maybe kind of like a failed attempt at mentorship.
Cool. And lastly, Devars.
So I think he did have a mentor. I can't remember his name right now because, like I said, I forgot that my notes sheet. But he was the original owner of the Scrawl Manor, and I think Devars just kind of by happenstance just kind of found his way there and made a good impression under this guy, and then just I think he was able to like live under him for a good while and just learn from him. And then when the man like eventually died, like Devars was, you know, kind of overseeing like the manor, just him, and because it was just him and there's no other people there, just him and the automatons, you know, like and then the cultists like came in and he thought it was like a good move, and then it was actually like a terrible they just basically took it over from him, and I think he kind of forgot about I think because he was just kind of had to escape the cult, so he kind of forgot about, I forget his name. I have his name down somewhere. For now, we'll call him Gustavo Almodovar, but that's not his real name. But
Pedro Almodovar.
that was his mentor, yeah. So he needs to avenge him and take back the Scrawl Manor.
Take back the manor from those cultists. Awesome. So we left off last time with this like thick fog rolling over the crumbling walls of this ruined fort where you guys are holed up, followed by the sound of a drum beat echoing across the parade ground. And it's in this moment that we see ghostly shapes start to coalesce, flickering against the fog. Outlines of long dead soldiers, spectral forms with tattered coats billowing like smoke, tricorn hats resting atop ghastly visages, hollow pools of black set against sickly gray flesh. This is what this legion looks like. You see some of them have the echoes of old wounds still visible. You see slashes across necks, missing jaws, skeletal hands clutching phantom weapons as though in perpetual defense of this fort they failed to protect in life. And as they begin to assemble, they move with this unbroken discipline, marching in unison through the shattered parade ground directly towards you. But the last moment we left off was Marcel shutting the door. So in this moment, as I'm going to change the music here, I'll have you guys tell me what you want to do, how you want to approach this. It's clear that this legion is approaching all of you.
I knew we should have shot the fucking cat.
I don't think the cat was the problem. I think it was the very scary, ominous empty courtyard and the seemingly still used barrack and no one here. I think you see Marcel like slam his back against the wall and say that very calmly, but he's like, "We're fucked." Like he's resting his back against the door, like, "Oh my god, what did I just see?" Is there another way out? I forget if
There is, but you guys have barricaded it. So if you'd like to start dismantling the barricade to try to get through, that's an option. But there's all manner of things you guys could do. So talk me through what you guys are thinking about doing.
I mean, I forget what the result was last time, but Lilyheart had went to look for, like, where the cat had actually, you know, escaped through. Or had it just, like, left out the door? Like, had it gone under the bed? Or...
Yeah, it sort of went out the door you guys opened. The one that was armed with a noisemaker trap. And it went out to the boots in the parade ground, and so you assume it's probably still out there.
The noisemaker trap is a very weird aspect of all of this.
it is.
I doubt, like, the cat also did not behave very cat-like. It seemed curious of us once the noisemaker trap went off, instead of, you know, being spooked like a normal cat would by all that loud noise suddenly. Cats startle pretty easily. I guess that's a question to answer later, though. It seems like a much more knowing cat than like a typical beast. So let's just keep that in mind. Should we?
We don't know.
I mean,
what's
we should finish barricade. What?
We don't know what's on the other side of the barricade again. It was a different entrance, right?
Well, there's the one that goes into like the walls, right? That's the other one, Tyler. The other door goes into the walls, like the passageways within the walls.
Yeah, the door you guys entered is on the south side of the barracks. On the north side of the barracks, there's a door that enters into the walls. You gather there's a wall of the barracks and a wall of the outside, and in between there must be some kind of passageway, maybe. Maybe a stair up that would lead to that top parapet with all the cannons or something. But you guys have barricaded that. So if you wanted to try to move through there, you'd have to disassemble the barricade.
Wait, I thought we barricaded the door to the parade grounds.
No.
Well, we were looking out that. We were having people like pull stuff up to the door so that we could barricade it quickly. But we wanted to see what we were up against first.
I see. Okay.
So I think, like, during this moment, we're probably barricading that door that we had just closed.
Yes.
Okay, this is going to be a very hastily put together barricade in this, like, 10 to 20 seconds before this legion makes it there. So what I'm going to do...
Zombies.
Who's gonna take charge of building the barricade?
I mean, I can do that.
I think two people should probably, yeah.
Is it I guess is it strength?
So this is actually just independent of your skills. So I'm gonna have you guys basically, however many people are gonna help out, will add a d6 to this pool. It'll be 1d6 per each person helping, and basically the highest d6 is going to be the value of defense for this barricade. So if you guys get a 6, it'll be 6 HP they'll have to break through to get through. So I assume all you guys are going to be helping, so...
Yeah.
So Bakara, why don't you roll... Let's see, there are 4 of you. I'll add Chido and Hawklow as well. I think they're going to help out. So you can roll.
I forgot they were with us.
So you can roll. Yeah, that's my token right now is Hawklow One Eye. So you can roll 6d6 Bakara, and whatever the highest d6 is the value.
5.
Fuck.
Damn. What are the odds of that, Seth?
Pretty. I mean, what? That none of them were 6.
Yeah, out of 6.
Literally, that's
1
impossible.
minus 5, 6 to the 6th.
That's literally impossible. I don't know how that even happened.
I mean, I couldn't do that math, so I mean, pretty much impossible.
Okay, so you guys put together a pretty good barricade in this moment. You sort of gather like different bunks and throw them together against the door. And there's this long pause as you hear them approaching the outside.
In that moment, can Marcel run to the other door and like put his ear to it and see if there's anyone, or if there's any sounds coming from that side?
Yeah, you don't hear any sounds, but by the time you make it to the opposite side, you see something is appearing to come through the wall towards you.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, you see the shape of this of this young boy's face. Seems to be dressed in the remnants of a drummer. And he has a drum slung over his shoulder, but his eyes are just like completely black. And he's just phasing through the wall.
In a friendly way, or
We'll find out. And by the time you make it to this back barricade, you see there are 6 of them that are starting to phase through the back wall.
It didn't matter.
Simultaneously, you see there seems to be like a captain. It's like this tall, commanding figure in an officer's doublet that's phasing through the front that you guys just built. And you see they all start to move through like fog, directly coalescing all around you.
can I try to blow them away if they're like fog using my air wind ability?
Yeah, so I will have you guys all roll a dexterity save. We'll get into this. I'll also have since these are
That too.
since this is like an encounter that
Oh,
it doesn't seem like it seems like it could go either way. Whoever would like to can roll a reaction roll to see maybe if you can like make a somewhat good impression on these things. You're not really sure what their intention is or if they're evil or so. Who would like to do that?
How does a reaction roll work again?
It's a willpower save.
I mean, mine's a 12. I don't know what you
I
guys.
have a 14. It's pretty
Oh,
good
shit.
willpower.
I'm gonna have to give it to you on that one. That's nutty.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
I'm not
the-
doing that.
Oh, barely.
I
but
wish I could roll on these.
Okay, and who are we missing? Oh, Marcel, can you roll a dexterity save?
Dex 8. Yeah, that's not a shocker.
Okay. So funny enough, it's Bakara that sort of that is the one that is able to react before them. Perhaps he's just closest to them and has the jump on them. However, there's a couple. Devars has rolled a positive reaction from whatever these things are. This like legion of ghost soldiers. So there's a couple options of how they're going to respond. So I'm going to make a roll real quick.
they worship me.
Okay. They continue to advance towards you.
Fuck.
You're not sure if they're planning on attacking you or what, but they're just like slowly advancing like a unit upon all of you. So Bakara, why don't you tell me what you'd like to do?
All right. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't necessarily think they're just straight up bad. I just think they are probably potentially possessed to do this, or they're purgatory. This is their whole deal. So I'm gonna not look too menacingly, and I'm just gonna like hold my shark tooth necklace in my hand for a second, and I'm going to think about using my fair wind gambit myself. But I'll let them approach. I'll kind of just see what happens. I'm gonna tell my braves to like hold off.
Yeah, and as you do so, you say they all begin to get much, much closer to you. You see the captain comes directly close to you, Bakara. And he's like just inches from you now. But right when he would make contact with you, he seems to pass through you. Your body is possessed by a chill for a second, as though you had passed through like an icy wind. But you see they all are just going about doing different things as though they're playing out motions of something. And as they begin to move around like fog, they just pass directly through you.
Alright, I'll kind of look at everybody. And I'm gonna whisper, I'm not gonna yell, but I do not think that they are going to harm us. Potentially they are just stuck in the emotions of what they had to do back in the day. Or what they were doing.
You see there's a standard bearer that has this like this flag that appears to be like gray and nondescript now, but he sets it down. You see multiple men appear to be like reaching into like ghostly trunks and pulling out ghostly items and like going about their day. But I'll go to the back half of this initiative order. What would everybody else like to do? Doesn't appear like they're like really aware that you're here. They're just sort of miming what they may have done in life.
Okay, so I would say I think we take this opportunity and leave then before the situation changes.
But if we can see what they were doing in the daily motions, maybe they could lead us to the arcana contained here.
It is a good point. Perhaps we should follow the captain. He might be
Damn it, that's a good point.
privy to some more information. That's a good point.
Okay, I think Marcel just kind of like grabs the bridge of his nose. It's like, all right, we can advance it. So none of them seem disturbed by like the physical furniture being moved. They still reach to where it was before. They just have a ghostly version of it. It seems like no one's going around like looking like something is missing, because that is the thing I want to specifically keep an eye out for, because if someone makes a basically motion identifying that something's missing, that's when we might be in trouble.
So they're not even appearing to notice us or to care that we are here.
No. That's the power of a good reaction roll. It means there's not necessarily hostility in what happens. It could be like a stroke of luck, or just they don't react with hostility towards you. And I rolled on my end. There's a series of options, and that was one of the non-hostile things. Is they're sort of moving around as though they're just like specters in the wind. They appear to be very much detached from reality, from physical reality. They're interacting with like spectral objects, and like as they're speaking, it sounds as though they're deep underwater. There's like a and they're sort of having conversations with each other, but you can't make out what they're saying.
All right, so we're standing and watching pretty much.
Well, let's go find this captain.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he was right in front of me, right? So I assume I can identify which one that is.
Yeah, he sort of phased through you. You see he's going towards the barricade you erected at the north side. You see he's like I said, he's in an officer's doublet. He has a wide-brimmed hat. Seems to be decorated with like a dusty plume. And his face is thin and gaunt, and he has a well-kept beard that seems to waver as though in an invisible breeze. And you see him make his way towards that back door, and he opens it, and this like spectral door opens. And he passes through into the walls of the fort, accompanied by 2 men.
Are we all privy to this?
Yeah, you'll see this happen.
I guess I'd go see if I could see exactly what they're up to.
Okay. You'd have to dismantle that barricade you guys have made on the back door, so would you like to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it didn't really
Yeah.
do anything, so might as well.
I mean, yeah, that was gonna be our escape route anyways.
Okay. You guys spend a little bit of time like quickly disassembling this barricade in the back door and opening it up. Just in time, you catch that this ghostly captain has gone west from all of you, and he's following a corridor that stretches all the entire length of the fort, and then he banks left, heading south along the other wall of the fort. These are like thin, narrow corridors that seem to bridge the distance between the inner and the outer wall of the fort.
Yeah, I guess we'll follow his path and take a turn where he did.
Okay. You guys begin to follow down, and it begins... you can sort of see his form because it's sort of spectral and a little luminous. But as soon as you start to head down this corridor, it starts to become pitch black. So would any of you like to create a light source of some kind?
Yeah, is there a torch that's in the main room that we can take and like light?
Or like lanterns or something.
Yeah.
I have a lantern, but I'm out of oil. I used it up.
Yeah, the only thing you find in this corridor is like a shattered lantern. So it's not usable. But other than that, you see like waterlogged missives like they'd give to troops for like battle formations and like tactics. You see in the mud below you there appear to be like remnants of human bones that are entangled with roots from below. And you see like bits of jagged bayonets left imprinted in the dirt. But you could try to just trust your eyes, but you know that if you're going wherever this guy's going, it's going to be extremely dark and potentially hazardous.
Is there any cloth?
You don't find any here, but there was cloth back in the barracks.
I
You
need
could try to
cloth.
make a makeshift
Vinny
torch.
making
essentially.
a face at cloth. And he's like, yes, another piece of fabric that I can use in every scenario.
It's the Swiss Army knife in Vinny's arsenal.
I mean, the net is one of the most powerful weapons in the game.
Bro, tarp. The canvas cloth, is that what it was?
Yeah, the canvas cloth.
Can
A stick,
Marshall
spice
quickly
stick,
go
to
back
canvas
to the?
cloth.
How far is the barracks from where we were? I would like to essentially run back, find any cloth and like a piece of broken wood essentially, and if there's any like oil, since it's I don't know if this is the mess, dip it in oil and try to light it. Might take a while, but
Yeah, from like the broken lantern.
Is oil like super
I was thinking something
rare?
similar, but like soaking it up and then like wringing it into Devars's lantern.
Mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
into
say
Devars's
into his mouth. Yeah, so I'll say there's two ways that you guys could go about this. You could try to do that, which I would leave up to a luck roll. Basically, if you guys could find enough oil in the lantern to actually light a new light source, or you guys could disassemble one of the bombs that Bakara picked up and use its parts to create like a simple lantern that might last like an hour.
I'm sorry, but not a fucking chance.
All right, we'll leave it up to a luck
We
roll.
could just
Alright,
detonate
yeah,
the
why
bomb,
don't
that
you
would work
roll
as
a
a
luck
light
roll then,
source.
Caleb?
It'd work for a few seconds.
So as a
to light up the
reminder,
sky.
1 is a crisis, 2 to 3 is a problem, 4 to 6 is a blessing. So essentially, like 2 to 3 might be like you might have to explore the fort to find the component necessary to make it. 1 is like there's no way to salvage anything from this. So Marcel, why don't you roll the d6? Whenever you're ready.
wait, am I rolling?
Vinny,
Sorry.
he said
Yeah.
Oh, Marcel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What is it? Roll 1d what?
1d6.
Okay. 3.
Oh, Mars.
Might need
What
to
was
do some
3?
more exploring.
Catastrophic destruction.
I mean, there's
Okay,
no.
so yeah, so a 2 to
Spontaneous
3.
combustion.
Yeah, so a 2 to 3 is a
could have
problem.
been worse.
So essentially, I'll do a little bit of a fail forward here. You find oil, but you'll need to find a way to light it to make it a light source.
Oh well, we have a flintlock pistol. I'll fucking just hold a piece of cloth in the oil or dip it in oil and
Fire it.
like. Well,
Oh.
I'll take
You might get a little bit of
The-
a powder burn.
all the
but-
powder and the shot and like empty the pistol and then just fire it because it has to strike something to make the spark to fire the flintlock anyway.
All right, I'll say yeah, you could definitely do that if you sacrifice 1 powder shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Nice,
I will
using
decrease
resources, baby.
Good move.
Yeah, so you that's pretty cool. You use the flash pan to light this improvised light source, and it illuminates the hall around you in a small radius. It's improvised, so it's only going to last an hour, but you have light now.
Okay, cool. And Bakara has the lantern, or is it just the oil that we're like somehow lighting, like keeping somewhere else?
Yeah, so basically you've used the shattered lantern to like you basically repaired it in a way. Like you've
Okay,
used
yeah.
the oil and your powder shot to sort of create an improvised one.
Mhm.
So you have it in your hand, and you see that those specters, it seems like they banked a left at the end of this long hallway you guys are facing.
Cool. I'm gonna hand the lantern off to Bakara as I like load my pistol and like I'll slowly like hurry along while I'm like refilling the shot in my gun.
Okay. So yeah, you head down, and you see that at the end of this hallway to the left, immediately after the left turn, there is this doorway. There's a door that appears to be open, and in the lock there appears to be a rusted key set on a rusted keychain with about 4 or 5 other keys on it, as though someone perhaps unlocked this in like a last bit of effort to do something before the fort fell.
If Picard is providing light, Marcel can take the key and try to unlock it.
Yeah, I'll keep holding the switch. Or what is it? What do I have?
The improvised
Lantern?
lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy enough. You don't even have to like unlock it because the door's already open, but you can like take out the key if you want and keep the ring.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll keep the key ring.
Okay, so you take it, and you see that there is a trap door in this very small room that appears to lead down somewhere.
Okay.
The trap door is not locked. It just has like a simple
Okay.
lift.
I'll open it and like look down and like have Bakar like shine the light down the trapdoor.
You shine the
Sure.
light down, and you see it's about a 10-foot descent. There's like a ladder, like it's just like a hole that's about 10 feet deep, and with the lantern you make out that the bottom of it is just like earth. So this is some subterranean area of this fort. Earth and stone.
Is there a ladder? Is it like a 10-foot drop with no way up?
Yeah, there's a
Right,
ladder.
Marcel will head down first.
I'll give you the light. Or
No, just hold it above while I go down, I guess.
all right.
I think Marcel will draw one of his dueling pistols, like so he can go down armed at least in some manner.
Reasonable.
Okay. Heading straight down, you come to the bottom of this ladder. You see around you, there are these dangling chains that are rattling from the roof of this space, and water is steadily dripping from above. It smells of lush mold and rust. And you see there are prison cells that line each of the walls down here. It's like a small room, essentially. And all of the cells stand open except for one that appears to be closed. They're sort of like very dimly lit on the periphery of your lantern, but if you wanted to get closer, you could make out more details about them.
Yeah, I think I'll basically just motion everyone to come down the ladder and we can go in.
Okay. Beneath your boot heel, you like press down on something. You look down into a puddle and you see there's this like, it looks like a book or maybe a pamphlet, and it has like sort of just pages that appear to be illustrated, and it's just soaked through, and like its drawings are sort of, or its print, its ink is sort of bleeding through onto the other pages.
Can we read it, or is it too faded or too smudged?
You can barely make it out, but you pick it up. You see the title is barely legible. It says Els Romancos de Celestina. And you see that there is like this woman that appears to have been drawn in like a very like suggestive manner, and in an instant you gather this is like a bit of like saucy literature that these soldiers were reading.
Smut.
Hey, that's funny.
The Romances of Celestina.
Keep
uh,
that. It's worth the inventory
I'll
slot.
toss it to Vars as a joke and keep going.
A joke, sure.
Why are the pages stuck together?
But yeah, you guys see there appears to be 4 cells total, 3 of which appear to be open and 1 appears to be locked.
So this
Does
is
it
where
look
the
like there's
captain went?
anything contained in
Any
the
bodies?
locked
Like-
cell?
Yeah, you look and you see the captain's spectral form with his 2 men are crowded over something in that cell that's locked. And you see there's a body there. Like a physical, decayed body that they appear to be talking to. Again, you can't make out what they're saying, but they're like... And they're sort of talking to it and talking to each other.
Wah, wah, wah.
And you see that this dead figure is wearing a black heron rain cape.
Hey, wait a second.
And it's a decayed body. The flesh appears to be desiccated, and it appears to have an oilskin satchel attached to its side.
Wait. What? Well, the black heron rain cape is the same as the one I'm wearing, which is why I'm confused.
It has
So
the
it could be
same
another
design on the outside.
Yeah, it's the same
Arcanum, if they'll
design.
let us take it.
It's another yeah. I mean,
If it is an arcanum, that
They're
means
not
there's
using
like
it. They don't
that
need
means that
it.
it's like some sort of faction that has these, probably.
yeah, something like that.
Like maybe
I mean-
maybe it's just yours that's an arcanum, but if they both are, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go up to. Is it a decayed, desiccated corpse? Like, it's just a skeleton? Okay,
Essentially, yeah.
I will go up, and I think you see, in like a blink of an eye, Marcel draw his blade. You don't know what from where. Cuts the oilskin satchel off instead of like trying to like maneuver it around this person's body.
Okay,
And-
you also see in this room there appears to be like a chest of some kind with this like time-weathered padlock on the outside.
Okay.
But yeah, so you cut the oilskin satchel off and it appears to be full with items. Appears to be quite heavy.
I think Marcel's gonna just sling it like around his shoulder and like, sure, we'll look at this later. I do not want to be here longer than I need to be though.
Cutting the
And
bag
then-
off as well, you see there is a concealed pistol in this body's coat. And you see like a little glint coming from the chamber of the, not the chamber, that's way outdated, but like the bag where they'd put like the essentially the powder shot and like the metal musket balls themselves. There's like a weird glint coming from them.
All right, I'll bite. I'll see what that is.
Okay.
I'll do quickly. Marcel's muscle memory comes back, and he can quickly strip down the body and the pockets in like a very, very quick amount of time.
Like the glint's coming from within like a powder horn.
No, so essentially like there's like a small leather baggie in the coat. There are two
Yeah.
actually. One has like the powder, the other has the lead balls that you'd fire in a pistol or
Yeah.
a musket. And it's in the one with the musket balls. And
Okay.
upon opening them, it makes sense because you see there are 6 silver bullets in this little pouch, like musket
Oh,
balls that are
that's-
made of silver.
Oh, I knew it. Okay, I'll pocket
That's
those.
not indicative of anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket those. And I'll probably load those at a later date.
It's interesting to me
How-
that
How many of
Like
them were
this-
there? 6.
this
6.
body is in like a cell.
We
Made
don't
me
know
think
if.
that this
Sorry, keep going.
makes me think that this person was a prisoner.
Yeah.
If they were being talked to by all these soldiers in the cell, but they also still had all their stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting to me.
I still want to get over here as soon as possible. Is that chest locked? We can think about that later.
No other prisoners.
Yeah, it has like a
Fellas.
battered padlock on the outside of it, but you could potentially try to pick it if you wanted.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn to
we'll
the
try to-
group and say, I know you want to get out of here, fellas, but it feels wrong just to leave this body here.
You see,
No, I do not think we should move the body. to me.
you see Marcel go up to the thing and start trying to pick it. Devars, if you want to go take the body and make friends with it, just wait until we're finished here first.
I think we
So
should
wait, are we
burn
still
it.
like? So the cell's locked, right? So we're like reaching through the bars to grab stuff off of this body.
Yeah, you could. I
Oh, I
sort
thought
of I sort of assume that's what you wanted to do because the body is sort of up
okay.
against the bars.
Oh, I
Um,
see. Okay.
I'm gonna do a similar thing, but with the pole arm, and I'm gonna try to get the rain cape off of him.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough. It's sort of like gross
the-
doing it, but you.
Is the chest in the cell, or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, you'd have to unlock the cell to go
Okay,
in,
okay.
and you see those ghostly figures that appear to be almost like miming an interrogation of this figure. You see the captain is like rattling his saber, and he's like. And you see the men are talking to each other.
It's very interesting.
Do any of the keys on the keyring open the cell? Can I try them?
You do find one that opens the cell,
Cool.
and it creaks open. Would you like to grab the chest?
Is it like a small trunk, or is it like a chest? Like, can it be taken and leave, or is it like a good old-fashioned treasure chest type trunk?
It's a pretty big chest.
Oh wait, that I think.
I mean, we could have two people. Oh, but we need to go back up the ladder.
I wonder if this guy was guarding this and he was locked in here as a last stand, rather than him being a prisoner.
And
'Cause- Yeah, I mean, he didn't say that, but like, I'm gonna start trying to drag it out and see how.
Wait.
heavy
So
it
wait,
is.
did we grab his like ammunition bag yet?
Yeah, I grabbed his silver like bullets or his silver shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we should check the body, see if it has a key on it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess I can root through the bag and see if there's a key, or if there's the keys that I picked up, anything fits the padlock, the rusted padlock.
Check his boots. His gross, decayed foot boots.
One thing that I'll tell you as well, just as an antiquarian, you would sort of know this. This appears to be what's called a war chest. So a lot of times, units that are mercenaries, but oftentimes companies of militaries as well, will keep a war chest, which is essentially all plundered wealth from a territory, all contracts, debts, and bonds that they sort of keep within their company, all sort of in one thing together. Because we see the imprint of whatever legion this once was on the outside of the box.
Is there any matching, like, things to that imprint on the jackets?
On the jackets of the men? Or
I
the
guess on either, or the prisoner.
Like
the Black Heron?
Is that symbol on those jackets? Is that what that means?
But yeah, that's what the rain cape has on it.
No, this appears to be a different symbol. The Black Heron symbol appears to be different from this. This appears to be... it looks like a moon, sort of like a crescent moon, and a rose. They're sort of entwined together. Doesn't really strike any like bells with any of you. You've never seen this symbol before. But you see it matches not only the the ghostly banners you saw of this unit. It also seems to match the symbol of Captain Coremo and his men.
Indeed.
Maybe if we can carry this chest out of here, Captain Coremo might like that.
We just give the entire chest to Captain Coremo.
No, we gotta open that shit first. No way we're giving
Yeah,
him
we
the whole
definitely
thing.
have to open it first. It could have more than we need to give him.
Except if it's his chest and then he just knows what's in there and what's not, and then we're fucked.
Well,
He
how do we?
is-
How does he know that
do any
took
of the
it?
ghostly figures look like Captain Coremo?
They're dressed in the exact same military garb as he is.
Oh god.
Well, it looks like the captain's dead. Like all these are ghosts, so they're dead. They can't be Captain Coremo.
No. But doesn't mean like they didn't work together or something, or Captain Coremo knows about this fortress.
Or he sacrificed
I mean, we
for a
can
mortal life.
even then we can kind of feign ignorance, like,
Sure.
or
Yeah, I
like
get
he
that.
probably wouldn't be pissed if he never told us about this place. If we had looted
Okay.
the chest and then come back, I don't think he'd be pissed at us for that. He's weird, but I don't think he'd like pull a fit.
We also might
If
be able to
anything, I
find
think
stuff
he'd.
for
I
our
think if
Arcana.
anything, I think he'd like that we went and got the all the spoils from this fallen fortress.
Cool. All right. I mean, are we gonna try to drag the chest out, or are we just gonna loot it now?
I mean, can we look around the room to see if there's like a key to open the cell?
Didn't we find the key to open the cell?
Yeah, I opened the cell already.
Oh, he did open the cell. Yeah, I guess we can try to hoist it out of here.
Okay. It is going to be a bulky item. So you'll need to someone will need to carry it with both hands out of here and perhaps drop whatever they're already carrying.
Okay, I do not have the strength to do this.
Yeah, if somebody else wants to take the light, I can probably.
I'll take the light and have a gun up.
Sure. So I'll grab the chest.
Okay. Okay. So you guys begin to rise up. Are you just going to head back out the same way? Back towards the barracks?
Yeah, is that the only way? Like up this ladder?
For this area, yeah. It appears like this is a dungeon of some sort. But you guys make it up to that like little room that was sort of detached from the main hallway, and you see you could either go right and sort of hook around that corner, head back towards the barracks. It also appears like if you go left, there's a long hall heading essentially in the southerly direction along the western side of the fort. You're essentially walking underneath the western wall.
What side did we enter from?
You guys were walking originally along the northern wall of the fort. You turn left, and now you're on the western wall.
Well, like what section of the fort did we enter? Like from its eastern, northern, southern wall?
You guys entered from the southern wall, crossed the parade ground into the barracks, then went into the northern wall, and then now you're walking along the western wall.
Okay, I guess counterclockwise would be the way to go then. So the continue in the direction that we were moving, as opposed to going back.
Okay, so walk along the western wall.
Yeah, along the western wall, and then circle back around to the south.
Okay. Heading along through, you see different specters of soldiers that walk past you, speaking to each other in that garbled language. And You see men going to and fro with these like ghostly muskets and banners, and like they're preparing for something. And you make your way eventually to the south wall and to the main gate. You see that this hallway you guys are on ends, because outside of this inner wall is where the gate is. So it's just a flat wall of stone. But you see to the left at the end of this wall, there appears to be what looks like maybe a like a guard house of some kind, or a gatehouse. And there's a doorway there with a door, and it appears to be locked.
I'm gonna try the key.
Damn, I
ring.
feel like there's still so many goodies in this place.
We can always come back. We should probably get out with what we can now. We are actually being pirates now. Funny enough, it feels like. I'm gonna try all the keys on the keyring. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna try to pick it.
Okay. You find the one on the keyring. It opens up to a small gatehouse. You see inside are 2 chairs and a small table. You look down and see there's a set of playing cards that are out along the table. If this was a movie, we'd see that like the suits and the face cards appear to be completely different than what we would be used to. It appears as though instead of like Jack, King, Queen, Ace, they have Knave, Knight, King, and Dragon. And the dragon card appears to be like a 13-headed monster. You see the suits are also different. They have like they appear to be somewhat similar, but there's like sword, club, coin, and those are at least the 3 suits that you can see on top of the table. You also see in this room, there appear to be 2 spectral soldiers that are playing cards with each other. They're sort of going back and forth and talking to each other. One of them appears to be animated. Perhaps he's losing. He's like... He's playing cards. And there appear to be 2 seats open next to both of these figures. But otherwise, the door on the far side is open, and you see the portcullis beyond that.
I think we leave these guys alone. I close the door. They can do their thing. All right, to the portcullis, quickly.
Okay. You guys head to the portcullis. Once again, there's like just the sound of the metal doors just like eerily hitting against the side of the fort rather, and you make your way out. You guys are standing outside the fort now, and you see it's covered in this like ethereal fog. But you otherwise feel pretty safe now that you're out of this situation.
That was too easy. I don't know.
Hey, that was all that reaction roll, man.
Yeah, potentially.
It spared us a lot of grief, I'm guessing. I feel like we would have had to run and escape and then come back during the day if we hadn't rolled favorably.
Yeah. Very true.
Cool.
But now
All
we have
right.
some woodies.
I guess we need to find a place to camp up for the night, right?
And also protect the treasure.
Yeah, you guys also have the time to like look inside both those two if you'd like. The oilskin satchel and the chest.
I think I want
hell.
to find camp first before, like, set up a camp first and go somewhere before we start opening this out in the middle of the open.
I mean,
Yo, dude,
We
why don't
stayed
we
here
camp out in
safely
the
last night.
barracks, dude?
that's
I guess
what I was
so.
going to say. It served us well. God cat.
I mean, we haven't slept there yet, right? Because all the ghosts came out at night. It's tempting.
Yeah, it's about 10 p.m. now.
He heard us.
You see the moon is getting fuller in the sky. When you first got here, it was about it was a crescent, and now it's about half to 3/4 full. And you have some options ahead of you. You could try to bed down in the barracks, but it might be unnerving to just have these ghosts always around you.
Who knows if the ghosts become a little more
Aggressive
unsettled
at
at
night?
some point.
I mean, we could go. It would probably take us a while to go all the way back to like the church or whatever.
Yeah, why don't you throw you guys on the hex map so you guys can sort of look at it.
Oh,
Where are you guys?
snake tree.
Yeah, so you guys are here. Traveling to an adjacent hex will take 4 hours. So you will arrive in the next hex at 2 a.m. unless you guys want to just find somewhere else in this this 6-mile hex that's not the fort to set up a camp of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, we could set something up just outside of the fort to see if anything stops by the fort or if anything comes out of the fort. We could keep a watch just to check.
Just like make a little camp right in the tree line or something.
Yeah, or 30 feet back, and we have the scout stay a little closer to the thing for watching. Either way, because I could always send my my braves to just keep far watch on us or something. I don't know. Go stand over
Your
there.
interns.
Yeah. Literally.
All right, so who's going to be on watch for this first watch? Essentially,
I'll go first.
yeah, so this is going to be the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Slot.
Do we have enough of us that we can do? How many hours do we need for a rest?
Just 4 minimum.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. Yeah, I guess I'll go with if anybody else wants to go with me, or I can just take one of the Braves with me.
Take the Braves, and then I can take over for the second watch.
All right, yeah, I'll take. Ooh, this is a tough choice. Maybe I'll take Chido.
Chido talks too much.
Chido talks too much.
Okay. So, you guys set up a basic camp. It's sort of hard. This is like mostly marshland, so maybe you guys find like an embankment of sand and just like set yourselves up as best you can on it and set up a little bit of a perimeter with the 2 Braves. I'm gonna make a roll to see if you encounter anything on this watch. Any wandering potential foes. Okay. You guys begin to smell the unmistakable odor of cigar smoke
Oh.
coming from somewhere nearby.
If I recall correctly, what's his name smokes cigars, doesn't he?
No, it seemed like he smoked from a pipe.
Ah, yeah, never mind.
These have the distinct odor of a palm leaf cigar.
Does it, I guess, orienting where a scent is coming from is hard to do, but I I guess I would be trying to identify if it was coming from inside of the barracks or the fort, I should say, or if it was a new person has entered the field.
Yeah, why don't you give me a willpower save? We'll see if you can try to pinpoint where this smell is coming from. Success. You smell it, and you sort of start to pinpoint very subtly, as not to like potentially alert whoever this might be to your position. Your two braves in tow. And you sense that this cigar smell must be coming from the tower of the fort. And upon gazing closer, you see that there is like little hints of light. Like someone is just like smoking a cigar, and there's like the very faint illumination that happens when they light it up. And it's just like every once in a while, just this flicker coming from the fort's tower, which is actually detached from the main fort.
Interesting. I guess in that case, I'm not going to try to do anything about it. Does the, I guess, the orientation of what is being lit up, does it look like it's facing us or facing away?
It looks like it's facing you.
Interesting.
All you can see besides this like occasional light that this figure is lighting is just like the glint of metal coming from the tower.
Glint of metal.
Something reflective, perhaps, or exposed to the moonlight.
Let us keep our heads down, Chito. However, that could become a problem for us later. And I guess if we make it through the rest of the watch, I would just alert whoever's next up that that's a potential threat, or at least something to be weary of.
Okay, who's taking the next watch?
I
I'll
guess
just take the next watch.
Devar.
Yeah,
Is it
we'll
two
take
per watch?
next watch.
Two people, probably.
We got the
Oh,
three
alright, well, you
guys.
two want to jump up?
I mean, Lilyheart will. Lilyheart likes to feel useful.
Did you want to take it then, Vinny, or?
You know, you can take it.
Okay, I'll
let
take
you
it.
take it. I'll take the last
I
one.
get it. You guys don't want to go on watch with Lilyheart.
Okay, so you're warned about this figure in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts to rain during this watch, and you lose the scent. You see, this figure seems to shut the door to the tower, as though he's waiting out the rain. He or she is waiting out the rain. And you just see those occasional flickers of light as they light up cigars.
I think intermittently I will like look at the cigar, but I'm also going to be trying to rifle through the bag that I looted earlier.
Do you think the man up there is the one who set the traps?
I don't think there's any reason to speculate. If we're out of danger now, we should be on watch for what's coming tonight or in the future.
Hey, I have a rain cape on now, so now that
Yeah,
it's
I
raining...
also we have the same rain cape actually.
Oh, let's go! We chose the two people who have rain capes on.
Okay. So inside this this pack that this figure was carrying, are two very odd objects. You see, one appears to be a small, unsettling statue that's carved from this dark, glossy, obsidian-like stone that seems to hum faintly when it's held. It's standing only a few inches tall, but it's shaped in the twisted likeness of a humanoid figure, contorted as if frozen in a scream. Its mouth is wide open in this like silent cry, and its eye sockets seem to be glistening with this like strange liquid sheen, but when you hold it, it doesn't appear to like spill out. Would you like to make a will save to attempt to determine what this does?
Is it gonna be just like, oh, I need to figure out what it is, or like I need to interact with this maybe magical item?
So it's pretty clear to you that this is an arcanum.
Yeah.
You could attempt to make a willpower save to like test it out and see what it does.
Nah. My willpower is 6. That's not happening.
Okay.
I go.
Yeah, no. I sort of shrug and then like hand it off to Lilyheart.
I don't have great willpower, but it's better than 6.
Okay, why don't you
Alright.
make a willpower save for me?
Lilyheart's never tried to attune to or like identify any of these arcana. But
Oh shit!
maybe he shares a bit of a connection with this one.
Okay. You do actually. You gather that this thing is humming faintly, and that if you match the tone of the hum, it activates this this item. This is called the Pain Idol. Essentially how this item works, you roll a die of your choice. D6, could be a D8, could be a D100. If the result is odd, you lose that much strength. If the result is even, your target loses that much strength.
Is it temporary or is it permanent?
It's not temporary.
Yikes.
Well, in terms of like,
Well, it's like it's
reduction,
not like
yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, it's not like-
you can only.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like reducing your current strength by that much, right?
Yeah, but it's not
Like
like,
you're-
oh, it's a day. It's like,
Well, yeah, you could like instantly kill someone
yeah,
potentially, but also instantly kill yourself if you.
yeah. So I will copy that into your inventory here for you.
Wow, that's cool.
I think it's
So
kind
the
of
odd is
fitting. that you got it.
odd is the bad one, right?
Yeah, I'll copy it in here for you. There you go. It's somewhat fitting that Lilyheart got this, the Pain Idol. It's kind of a gamble, but if it were to pay off, you could instantly kill something. It reduces strength, so it's not even HP. It just like will immediately take from their strength. So they'll immediately have to make a save against critical damage or go down.
That's crazy. That's insane.
The other item that you find in this sack, it appears to be a long, imposing scepter crafted from polished iron and adorned with veins of like dark, glimmering ruby that appears to pulse like a heartbeat. The rod is engraved with these like strange designs that look like some kind of language and appear to be almost etched with the weight of commands and decrees, perhaps long forgotten, sort of like Hammurabi's code, like a list of things that are carved down this rod. And at the top of it has this cruel-looking headpiece. It's a carved iron effigy with a crown with sharp, jagged spikes. that seemed to connote some kind of authority or menace. So, would you like to attempt the save to figure out what this does?
Sure. Do you want to? First, I'll ask Ryan. Ryan, do you want to?
No, you can do that.
Alright. Another success.
I would have failed both of those. Or I
Holy
would've failed the
shit,
second
lucky,
one.
lucky. I have less than a 50% chance to succeed on these, by the way.
Very lucky.
But I like gambling.
Yeah, so this item, this arcanum is called the Tyrant's Rod. You can use it to order a target to drop, fall, flee, or halt, unless they
command.
pass a willpower save.
It's essentially the command spell, right?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll add that. Who would like to take that?
I'll talk to Marcel for a second.
So this one, this idol over here, it's a bit of a gambit. It seems like there's equal chance at it sapping your life force or your enemies. And this rod, it looks like it allows you to make commands of people. And they need to resist it with their own wills. I'm sure we'll be giving at least one of these arcana that we have to Captain Karemo when we get there. But is there any item that you'd like us to hold on to for now?
I believe that I'm pretty set with what I have now, but whichever one you don't like, I think we should turn into Karemo to settle my debts. We do have the
Perhaps.
rest of the chest to sort through before we
Alright,
go to him.
I'll hold on to them for now then. Who knows, maybe we'll be in dire enough straits at some point that we need to use either or both of these.
Flash forward to 10 minutes later into the watch.
I command thee. Alright, so I guess I'll hold on to both of them for now. With my current intention is to give up the pain idol, because that's kind of scary.
yeah.
But is it that scary?
It's scary if as soon as you give it to him, he uses it.
So like the pain idol would that would like directly bypass armor, right? If you were to use it. Damn. Or like hit points in armor. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, even if you rolled a d2 and subtracted 1 from their strength, they'll immediately have to make a save against critical damage.
Or like
die.
or like go unconscious,
Yeah.
or die for them, yeah, fuck.
Or go unconscious for you guys.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's crazy. Maybe that is like worth it. Especially in like a combat where we outnumber the enemy.
Oh yeah, it can be done
be
for
worth
some
it.
crazy moves.
Yeah,
Like-
that's pretty sick.
Like if you have a fight where there's some monster that you have no hope of destroying, like just an all-out 1d100 gambit. Just
Oh my god,
it'd be crazy.
that would be crazy.
Yeah, it's a fun one for sure.
Rolls a 2 on a 1d100 gambit.
Well, I do have this Tyrant's Rod. Is that what you were laughing at earlier, Vinny?
Maybe.
Did it make you think of the titanium rod?
No, I just laughed at the rod part of it.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking of that. See, like a
I
movable
love
rod.
that honesty. Just thinking about that rod.
Just thinking
You
about
just caught
that
me.
rod,
It just
man.
caught me off guard. The Titan's rod. I just. The immovable rod was an OP.
This is just the honey
tool.
stick, dude. It's a big
The
throwback.
honey stick. The honey stick.
Alright. Bup, 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 bup. Okay, yeah. So I'll hold on to both of those items. What were the 4 commands that you could issue from it?
Yeah, so I'll copy it over to.
Oh, cool.
I'll just copy it over to
Cool,
your
cool,
inventory. Let's see.
Cool.
There you go.
Damn. That's so scary. Damn, these are both very strong items.
Oh yeah. You guys looked out. You got the non-violent encounter. You guys got to make out like bandits.
Hell yeah.
It's a good
and
night.
We still have this chest that we are yet to open.
Yeah, that's correct.
Alright, does anything else happen on this watch?
The rain is coming down strongly. I'm gonna see if it keeps raining, or if the weather lets up, because that will change what happens next. Oh. Yeah, you see, it rains for a second watch, which means it starts to flood.
Ooh.
As you're all waking up, the water levels of this marsh start to rise, and you're like, maybe your feet start to get wet, and you like wake up all of a sudden. You see, as soon as it starts to flood, you see this figure in the far distance comes down a ladder from the tower and starts to make off into the tree line in the distance. They're like almost like a speck on the horizon, but you see this like humanoid shape just like start to move to the hex directly west of you.
Oh shit.
Looks like our mystery man is on the move.
Seems so. Do we move with him or do we just stay? It is flooding. So are we like on a low point by chance? Do we need to find higher ground? Like it's flooding, but how?
You guys are
How
pretty
bad
high
is
up
this
on an
tile?
embankment. Like, you won't be like...
Well, like, yeah, and he was up in a tower. I'm wondering why he, like... Why he went down during the flood.
Yeah, it is interesting. You do see, like, you can maneuver through the floodwaters pretty easily. But mechanically, travel time will take twice as long as normal. So if you want to go to any of the adjacent hexes, it will take 8 hours instead of 4. Because this is like...
How many
rain is coming down in sheets at this point.
How many more days do we have until we need to return to Karemo?
4 days.
Ooh. Damn, this bit of mystery certainly is compelling, but also it might just be best. It might be best just to, you know, get Karemo, like get that ticking time bomb off of our backs.
Yeah, I think so. It's not a time bomb though, right? It's just we need to repay him.
Or else.
Yeah.
Are there any like wildlife that are popping up due to this flooding?
Yeah, you do see there are these strange blue worms that are uprooted by the water and are now like floating in different tide pools.
Rations.
Oh yeah, we need to consume rations today, right?
Probably.
What did we end up getting last session?
Are we all
forget.
up now if it's flooding?
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. now, so it would be like the morning sun, but instead it's just a gray sky and just sheets of rain coming down, pouring on you. You guys are all basically soaked now.
Hey, rain cape.
You both do have rain capes, yeah.
Wow!
That is crazy.
My canvas cloth.
Do you think it's best we head back to Karemo?
I think so. We should pay or settle our debts faster rather than wait.
Have you been able to dig into that chest yet, Mostel?
I don't think I have. So I'm gonna say not yet. I was waiting for everyone to help me sort through it. And is this
I
still
also,
during the
like,
watch?
I inform Devars and Bakara of the Arcana that we found.
Oh, lovely. We should get that one of those over to what's his face? Because it's escaping me right now.
Ramo?
Karemo. As soon as possible.
Yeah, we will. I think we just need to. We're gonna open up the chest first. So help me out. And Marcel starts going over the chest and tries to unlock it. He uses the keys first, and then we'll use his lockpick if he needs to.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine you sort of crowd around because like you can't get it wet, so you sort of take your rain cape and just like almost tent it around this thing as you look inside. It's a battered padlock and it's pretty easy to unlock. And inside you just see like a bunch of paperwork, like hundreds of sheets of parchment. You see various like what look to be like banknotes, perhaps. There's like also small like baggies of coins that are arranged in this as well, but a lot of banknotes, and just like financial accountings, pages and pages long, of whatever activities this legion was getting up to in this place. Some of it appears to be in the language that you all speak. Some of it appears to be in languages you don't understand. So would you like to kind of parse through and figure out what is going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna understand.
Understanding more about what's going on the island is pretty useful, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing that I'll sort of open up this information with is you find a contract that was signed. It appears to be in your tongue. It's this long contract signed between this group called the Ivory Legion, otherwise called the Hunters Guild of Grand Vandram.
Okay.
They appear to be a guild, but also a mercenary force, and they call themselves hunters. And it appears as though, through this contract, that they were hired by the governor, whose name is Ferdinand Lascaris. Hired to exterminate the Hyena,
Oh.
who they do not call the Hyena in this. They call them, alternatively, tribesmen, bushmen, and savages throughout the contract. But you put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
The contract states, it's weird how they put it, because the contract is to slake their ivory lust. It's actually part of the contract, and it states, "What will slake our ivory lust? Nothing short of the extinction of this entire species within this region." They call the hyena a different species than man. They will proclaim, once they have done so, the soul of humanity. The soul of this people consumed by humanity's ambition. The contract has this like huge opening in letters and calligraphy that has this very like intense dramatic opening, and it says, "Out from Grand Vandram they come, killers and hunters of all manner of spade and birth. We desire to kill that which is bigger than us, to bathe in blood and consume the hearts of monsters. Within the dark country, the endless hunt thrives, for the prey and victim are plentiful." And that's when you first piece it together. This island you're on is called the Dark Country.
By who? Who calls it that?
Seemingly these old worlders, people from your continent, call it the Dark Country.
The white man.
This large, essentially agreement stipulates payment conditions, conditions for what constitutes the extinction of these people, which gets rather grotesque pretty quickly. And at the bottom, this document is signed by Huntsmaster of Grand Vandram, Dace Ledenhander, the artillerist who perfected the bombard manifold, the slayer of the Oliphant of Loncharja, he who cares for blood and glory alone. And your mind flashes to that, like, captain-looking guy you guys encountered as a ghost in the fort. You gather this must have been the Huntsmaster that died in this fort, because his rank on his uniform seemed to indicate that he was this Huntsmaster rank, because his signature also indicates the same.
So that's interesting. They were taken out by someone, but we don't know if it was the Hyena or like a different part.
Wait, wasn't it the Hyena that
Yeah,
took them out?
Oh,
Yeah, we do know
really?
that.
it was the Hyena
Oh.
that took them out.
But the Hyena still don't go to this place? I mean, I assume
Yeah,
'cause
it
the
seems
ghosts
like
are
they're.
here.
That's why I was confused, because it seems like they're scared and or like.
Well, they
feel
don't.
like-
They don't like Arcana either. They think it's like
Yeah.
profane.
Ooh, that's true too.
I mean, to be fair, have we met one that isn't a little bit? The Arcanum, that is.
I
I
guess.
don't know. The little beetle that you eat to grow beetle wings seems pretty nice.
So I
Definitely
guess we
worth
really
the
haven't.
devil.
I thought there was a like party trying to oppose the Hyena, or trying to kill the Hyena.
Well, we know that. Well,
You get
Karemo
Karemo doesn't
doesn't like the Hyena.
Yeah.
Divorce.
And I guess Karemo has the same.
Yeah, they
clothes, right?
think that they're subhuman.
Yeah, they're bigots. Colonizers. And I assume they're related to the people who were bombarding the village from offshore.
Wait, did we learn who was bombarding them? I think we did, right?
You learn that they were tied to the governor,
Okay.
because the Hyena
Yeah,
the
that's-
Hyena called it the governor's ship. or
The
alternatively the
governor.
Black Ship.
The governors are rival, right?
No, that's
This
Oh
guy.
no.
that's Archbombardier Morial is your rival.
Mm,
It appears that the governor from this contract you guys just read hired the Hunters Guild.
Yeah.
Either they built this fort or they inhabited it to launch an offensive against the Hyena, and it seems like the Hyena bested them and destroyed them, and this haunted fort has been around for a decade.
Gotcha. Okay, so the reason why it hasn't. Okay, that makes more sense then.
Because I was trying to convince the Hyena that they should take over the fort and use it to defend themselves.
Yeah, I mean, there are quite a few guns still on the fort. And the good thing you know about cannons is you can essentially sand down the rust on them to keep them still operational. So even like a super old and weathered cannon could potentially be used. But yeah, other than these contracts, inside the chest itself, you find 76 shillings.
Nice.
You find what looks to be a fanged pendant, like a pendant in the shape of like a snake's fangs. And just various contracts. You gather like these are the contracts of the soldiers that signed up to come on this hunt in this island, very remote from where they're originally from. It's actually a very like multi-ethnic, multilingual legion, which is very interesting. A lot of the contracts are either signed by someone to say like they were illiterate and couldn't sign their own contract, or they were signed in a different language than the contract itself. So it seems like just a lot of opportunists who wanted to make money came on this this journey. You also find inside of it a hunting horn. It looks like it could contain either like black powder, or you could pour like wine into it, or it could be blown potentially as like a signal to someone else.
that seems like a Vinny item.
We don't know what it does. It could just be a horn.
The Swiss Army horn.
The Swiss
That's how
Army
Vinny
horn.
would treat it.
The horn of Helm Hammerhand.
Shall sound in the deep one last
One.
time.
Yes, yes. If no one else wants it, I'll
Yeah, go for it, dude.
take a gander at it. I'll take a look. What's it called, Tyler?
It's just a basic hunting horn.
Divine hunting horn.
Divine hunting horn. So you could use it to store powder shot.
Oh.
You could use it to, store a liquid, or you could use it just to like as a signal maker, essentially, signaling device.
Cool.
And yeah, a couple bits of minor information you gather from the financial documents. You gather that the officers were skimming off the top with what they were making and giving the men of the company less than what they deserved in wages, and they kept delaying payment. Even around the time the fort fell, they were just delaying payment to the men and taking more money themselves.
Big surprise.
Yeah. You gather their number was originally 200 men.
Yes.
At least when they first stepped foot in the Dark Country. They came on one ship, it seems. The title of which is not recorded, but it seems as though they landed at a port on the eastern coast of the island and marched across the country, attacking settlements as they went. And this document also confirms that they constructed the fort themselves They brought building materials to do so. But the tower on the southernmost part of the map predated their arrival. So they did not construct that.
All right. I mean, seems like we have to pay off 2 debts. No, me and Lilyheart.
I thought that it was only one more.
It is just
thought-
one more.
And then maybe we can get him
Yeah,
on our
it's
side.
you. It's you,
It's
Marcel.
just me.
You're the-
Yeah, it's just me. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
you didn't
mean-
want to give up the
Maybe he'll
ring
join our
cape,
cause. Let's
understandably.
get off this island.
Yeah. So I guess we head to Coremo then.
Agreed.
Okay.
And maybe we can finally think about our next steps. Actually getting off this island.
All right. So which hex would you guys like to go into, heading back towards Coremo?
Which?
I mean, the Hyena won't bother us. Like as long as we
As
don't
long
go to their actual
as long as
settlement.
Vinny
Like we're just banned, so we can go
Cover.
through their hex.
I
and
did
then to
nothing
the snake
wrong.
hex,
You did.
the
Don't
snake
lie.
tree hex, and then the Karemo's hex.
Okay. So, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so this will take 8 hours to travel into their hex because it's pouring. So that'll be from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's a long time. You guys are just trudging through this rain. You're getting like poured on. Actually, if in game terms, like if you were to encounter somebody during this time, I'd probably make you guys deprived, so you won't be able to like recover HP immediately after a fight. But for now, this rain seems to be staving off anyone that might be like making moves. But you guys successfully make it to the island at 2 p.m. after a long march. And would you like to immediately go to the snake hex next?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make a weather roll. If it continues raining, it's going to keep getting worse, but we'll see how it goes. Wow. Continues raining.
Whoa.
It starts to develop into this like massive storm. There's like thunder and lightning. It's not going to increase your travel time at all, but it just keeps coming down in sheets. So you gather just to make it into the snake hex alone, it'll take you until 10 p.m. tonight. So you'll have to either arrive at Karemo's early in the morning and forgo sleeping, or sleep in this eerie snake hex for the night.
Maybe we should just travel through the night. Maybe Karemo would. Actually, he wouldn't let your Hyena friends.
No, probably not. But I don't.
stay
Yeah,
there, but
I don't know if I exactly want to stay with him either, for whatever that's worth.
I mean, we can try to make camp in the snake hex.
I'm fine with it, I suppose. I'm also happy to go back to the Hyena, but obviously one of us would not be welcome there.
Tyler, can I use the crow ability to find if there's like a shelter nearby rather than this like snake hex?
Ooh, that's cool. I like that. All right, yeah, make a willpower save. Let's see if your powers are exhausted for the day.
I'm gonna try to use my As the Crows Fly. The 7 clever crows can help you find your way to food, shelter, or water closest to your current health. You said willpower?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so
A brutal failure.
yeah, so your power. This is the last power you have for this day, essentially. But you're gonna choose shelter for the options.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you find this like thicket in one of the tree lines adjacent to the like large embankments of sand that make up this hex. And it's a natural shelter, so you guys will be able to like sort of crowd in and just like sleep there for the night.
I think, can I like flavor that to, instead of like the crows, he sends his own hawk to kind of like scout it out and like finds this like little like cove in the, guys, follow me, I found some shelter.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Bones found some shelter.
Yeah, and you sort of
That's honestly a sick ability.
it is, especially if you need to find like food and water too. It's extremely useful. But you guys all crowd into this like thicket of branches and gather around as best you can. It's currently 10 p.m. So who would you guys like to go on first watch?
I'll go on first watch now because since I didn't, take a watch the last time, so I just slept.
Awesome. Anyone else going on first watch or just Tavares?
I can send. I can send. Not Chitta. What's his name?
Hawklow One Eye.
Huckla One Eye.
Okay, yeah, this like old grizzled hyena man comes out and he's like sitting with you for the duration of this watch.
Can I sense his attitude towards me? Does he seem
Yeah, make a willpower save.
I told him to be respectful.
Oh, I sense the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, it's sort of just like an attitude of like he doesn't really trust you and he kind of begrudgingly goes on this watch with you. It's kind of like, like if you're friends with somebody and you find out that they've been cheating on their partner, like you just kind of look at them differently in like kind of a disapproving way. Like he's just sort of.
I'm just gonna kill him with kindness. I'm just gonna be the nicest guy. I'm just gonna be the best partner to stay up with for a watch. We're gonna have a great watch. Nothing bad's gonna happen on our watch. He's gonna see. He's gonna see that.
What
He was
is
wrong.
Tavares gonna do to try to sweeten him up?
Do we have anything going on right now? Like, are we by like a fire? Or are we just like hanging out in like around the? Or I guess we don't have a fire. We're in this like little like thicket. Like.
Yeah, you guys are both just sitting right outside the thicket. You're watching the rain come down in sheets.
I'm just gonna kind of show off my hawk, I guess, and just try to impress this guy with a cool bird of prey.
He looks over at you and he's like, "What are you showing me?" That you have a bird?
Wow, I guess he doesn't enjoy the shelter very much. His name is Bones, actually. It's pretty cool. Some people have dogs, but
That's interesting.
He's gonna come in handy one of these days. He's gonna find something cool, or protect me against a thief or something. You guys will see.
I suppose we shall.
I guess that we'll keep it light. I guess I'm not gonna. This is light conversation, some light small talk. Well, small steps.
He's
As long
sort
as
of,
they don't have a total blunder in conversation, I think that's a small win we can celebrate.
yeah, you're sowing the seeds for like potentially him coming around. And he sort of does like talk a little bit towards the end of the watch, but it's mostly like just short one-word answers from him at this point. But halfway through their watch, you both hear the snapping of a twig behind you. Haklo turns. He has his spear with him. What do you both do in this moment?
I'm gonna draw my musket and just train it on the where I heard the sound coming from.
And it's this time actually that you smell not the scent of cigar but of myrrh.
Oh, that's like an herb.
You see a shape, large shape that's approaching you, flanked by two other shapes. You start to hear the sound of dogs and like chains rattling. And you see the shape of Captain Karemo emerge from behind you. Yeah, I rolled an encounter with him, which was hilarious timing.
Hey,
He's
we don't
coming
have
to
to
us.
go to him now. That's great.
Yeah.
That's sick. That saves us so
Yeah.
much traveling.
It does. It's really funny that I actually rolled that randomly. But yeah, so you guys like, and you see him at this point. He looks completely different than how you saw him previously. He now has like 5 or 4 additional vestigial arms and like
What?
yeah, and he has like almost like wings like an insect would have, just slightly translucent. This is the new Captain Karemo you guys see.
Whoa. Winged up.
He appears to be more bug-like than you encountered him last time.
Wacky lad.
And he sort of has these like dark eyes, but they almost shimmer like a cat's when reflected in the moonlight. And he's just grinning and he's smoking his pipe. And he's like, I didn't expect all of you in our hunting grounds tonight. What a good sight. I don't suppose you have my Arcanum yet, do you?
Like, would the rest of us be woken up by all this?
Yeah, you're. It's only like an hour and a half into sleeping, so you guys are a little delirious. But you wake up and you just see him and his men behind you. He's got 2 men with him, and both of them have dogs on the end of chains. They're barking at all of you.
As a matter of fact, we do.
Ah, this is what I like to hear. Very well, produce them for me.
And yeah, which do you give up to him?
Whichever one Seth gives me, I think I'm going to have Seth give it to me. So my first debt is paid, and I will hand it to him. So it's Seth. Whichever one you want to give up.
I'm giving you the tyrant's
Okay.
rod.
Oh, you're taking the pain one? Ooh, gamble.
The idol's too fun. It's too fun. I can't give up the gamba.
From what I'm told, this rod will let you issue a command to a foe, and they will have no choice but to be compelled by it. And he hands over the tyrant's rod.
Very well. You all have honored your contracts well. We have concluded business for now. I will honor. Your debt has resolved. But if any of you wish to conduct further business, you know where to find us. And we are always in need of more hunters. Especially in this country.
His eyes glance over at the war chest you guys have.
And were you planning on telling me about this as well?
It doesn't have any arcanum in it, right? This just has
No.
the shillings and contracts. I looked to all of everyone else for approval. I don't really care about that thing. Like we've gotten the
Well,
knowledge from it.
We're certainly not hiding it.
Perhaps it would be more interesting for me if you were. But I will gladly accept it from you.
And he takes the dog from one of his men, and the man goes over, picks up the chest, and brings it back over. At this point, he has the dog on the chain, and it's that, like, half-dead dog that's missing flesh from its side, and it's just lunging at all of you, and he's holding it back.
Is there a transaction to be made here?
You want something? Some coin? Or a favor?
I would like, or we would like, some information about the best ways off this island, if possible. Nothing much, just a lead.
Well, that much I can do for this chest. We have very much wanted to secure it for some time, but it has been nestled in the bosom of these savages for far too long.
Okay,
So I thank you.
you know, racist, but you know.
Oh, absolutely. This guy is absolutely racist. But he sort of looks at all of you and is grinning, and he's like,
You are not the first to ask me of this. Your queen has forbidden all travel to this island within 3 leagues of the coast. So you will not find the way off through traditional means. If you would like, you may petition the governor for the use of one of his ships to bring you. He has 3 of them in harbor on the north side of the island at Givaus, the night fortress. Should this
And are
interest
you,
you, I can make an introduction for you. But he is a very fickle man. He may not respond as you like. It is a risk.
We'd appreciate the introduction, and if there's another transaction you'd like us to make to have you help us in any way possible, we'd be more than amenable to talking about that.
Very well. If you would like, You may all come with me back to the House of the Last Hopes. And take the nightly ship up north to his fortress. It docks near us every night. And makes its journey along the coast, shelling the enemy position for us.
Oh, that's definitely the thing we saw earlier. That's definitely the ship that just kept going up and down the coast.
Yeah,
Oh.
those guys are basking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I won't speak for my compatriots here, but I would very much appreciate that.
I'm biting my tongue about as hard as it's ever been bitten. You can see him
There's some
physically
blood in his
struggling.
teeth now.
Yeah, Haklo and Chido both look extremely uncomfortable too.
Oh, I would have sent them off probably as soon as I saw this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That makes sense. They probably would have killed them on the spot.
Because I was assuming, like, in the cave or something. Did they come up to the cave, all the way into the cave? Or did you guys, like, intercept them outside of the cave?
So I rolled that they actually surprised you. So you just heard a twig snap and they were behind you with dogs, which was just crazy. Like, you're like, how did they even sneak up on you with dogs barking? But this is just the nature of these only partially human hunters that are left on this island. Like, they can move with unnatural stealth and ease. And he's holding the dog at bay, and he's like shouting through the rain. And he's like, "Very well. Any of you that want to come with me onto the ship, we head back now. You come and we take you on the Meridian Cantos to the governor." And as he says this, you actually see off the coast this black ship that is simultaneously rounding the horn of this island, heading back, presumably to that pier you saw jutting out from his little base that he had with his men. Come, we have to move quickly if you want to go.
Yeah, I think Marcel will quickly pack up whatever things he's put out to sleep and just get ready to go.
I do think it's worth it to at least see potential options of getting out of here.
I think this is the most tangible option we've received over the past week. And even if it only gets us to the is the government in like a sort of a walled city up north, like where the port is, right?
Yeah,
And if
he
anything-
called it the Night Fortress.
Correct. Yeah, and so it's sort of a settlement. It's not just like a fort for the governor. It's like a town. I'm assuming that's self-sufficient in some way or another.
Yeah, it's unclear. You don't know if it's one way or the other, but you could ask them, for sure.
Yeah. If there's any place with more options that has ships that are clear to leave this island, it would be where the governor sits. So if you all would like to explore other options, then I guess it's where we part ways.
Yeah, you would definitely see him struggling to figure out what to say here. At least for Bakara. I don't know about the rest of you. Because he's still here, right? What's his name? Fucking
Ramo?
Karemo.
really hard time remembering his name. Yes, Karemo. He's still here.
Yep, him and his men are still here. essentially they'll take whoever wants to visit the governor with him tonight.
I kind of want to go. I don't know. But Marshall doesn't. We're kind of split.
No, Marcel does want to leave.
Marcel
but-
does want to
oh,
leave.
oh.
Bakara's the one who has reservations about it because he hates authority.
That's not entirely the scenario so much as that guy.
It's
in
more like he's
particular.
more sympathetic to the Hyena.
I think.
and
Yeah, what are you guys thinking of doing?
I think Tavares is gonna misinterpret Bakar's reservations and be like, and try to give Bakar some advice. He's gonna be like, just watch as I did. And I'm gonna go up to Captain Karam and be like, I'd like to join along. And I present this tooth from a mighty sea beast. And I'm gonna give this shark tooth necklace I have that was originally from Bakar, but I'm gonna give it to Karamo. Because they're like hunters, right? So, I don't know. Just a little token. I don't know if he'll
Wow,
Okay,
throwing
but there's
away,
any way to
throwing away
weasel-
my gift like it's
Not
trash.
throwing it away. I'm buying favor.
Wow.
I'm weaseling my way in, inch by inch. Hopefully.
Wow.
Yeah, he does take it with a smile, but something you find interesting is whether by just happenstance in how you handed it to him or something else, like it cuts his hand when he
Oh,
first
that's
holds
his
it.
fault.
But he doesn't like react at all. But you do see like this bit of black blood that starts to issue from his palm when he grabs it, and he takes it and wraps it around the dog's neck like a necklace. And he says,
I appreciate that. That shall be a token of our conquest of this people.
I look pissed.
and he notices that you're pissed, and he's kind of playing into it a little bit.
That's funny.
He's definitely an asshole kind of character, and he just sort of looks at you
He's
and
not
he's like
stupid.
grinning.
Like
He's just
good
like
at
he
what-
just wants money, and he's been paid to do this. So
He's not stupid, he's just a piece of shit. That's
Yeah.
the situation.
I'm with you, Marcel. I'm going to see the governor.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess I will also come with you guys.
You
because
could
I've
try
already.
to find another way off the island. To be honest.
No, I don't necessarily need to leave. But I will come with you guys because I already sent my Hyena off.
okay,
My Braves.
you're gonna send your
So-
2 braves back to the village.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's with the information about the like the fortress or whatever.
Oh, cool. I like that. So you're gonna tell them about the fortress and like where it's roughly located.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that my boy there, with the crocodile skin, would be semi-familiar with the fortress. I mean, if they have any history of its significance in the fight that they had there.
Yeah, it seems like they're aware of it already.
But more so about the store of weapons and the potential of it as a defense mechanism against the bombings that they keep receiving. But yes, I will get closer to my enemy because you gotta keep them close.
Yeah, also too, like, feel free if Bakara would not even try to get close to his enemy in this moment. That's also an option too. We could explore him going back to the village and not going. But even in
Yeah,
the back,
I mean-
even in the back of your mind, you have a bomb on you, and you're going to
Yeah, that
potentially
was-
be close to the governor. So that could
Closer
also
to
be
the
something.
reasoning that I was leaning towards.
Are you trying to go after the governor? Maybe I missed that part of
Yeah,
his
yeah.
backstory or something.
mean-
Like what?
I'll get all their asses. I don't give a shit.
He doesn't
Um,
like the idea of oppressors.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they're
see,
like
I see.
actively colonizers. They're trying to do a genocide of an entire people.
Oh,
Not
that's
gonna
fair.
go
Okay,
down
okay,
on
okay.
that.
Okay, okay.
In game or out. But no, I mean, at the very least, he can gain an idea of what is there on the island as the governor's place of residence, at the very least, on this island. Can't be a bad thing to have more information about.
Now that you've sent off your men, you're more amenable to me.
Yes, I know you are not a big fan of them. I figured I would not subject you to their low status.
It is not that. I did not kill them because we have not been paid for the week yet. I don't do such things for free. If we had encountered them after the ship stopped in port, maybe I would have.
Well, let us just say it is good that you didn't. And let's move on with our relationship as professionals.
But yeah, you guys all head off, trudging through the rain with this mad hunter and his gang of dogs. And as you guys head towards the House of the Last Hopes to get the ship up north to the Night Fortress, we'll end there.
Very nice.